Hello and welcome back to the GAMRs YouTube channel. I'm your host LJ90, back again with another commentary going into the finer points of Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires. Apologies for last week, no commentary. We're going to do better this week and hopefully give you guys a little treat for putting up with our slip up as of late. Now if you remember where we left off last, we were trying to serve the Tecmo Koei Europe Kingdom. And just as a quick reminder, to do that, you have to have 25 info and 5 gold. Well, that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to constantly skirmish the kingdom you want to serve. If you keep skirmishing them and keep annoying them and pissing them off, eventually one of their officers will say, okay, we're tired of you kicking our ass, kick ass for us. And you can join that way. It's pretty dope. But that's not what we're going to do this time. We're just going to do the old-fashioned route of pay tribute and use information. So we don't have enough info yet. So what are we going to do? How do you build up your info? If you remember from the first video, you go to support and you get a contract. Now this contract, it boosts your food, your info, and my orderly. My main fame is orderly. You can always get a little bit of boost to that. So I'll do that, form a contract. Now, contracts have another hidden benefit. If you're a vagabond unit and you're making contracts, if you make a contract with the right person and you have the right fame, occasionally this will happen. So, the Suspicious Hermit, if you remember in the first video, we formed a contract with him. He gave us the stratagem Sorcery. So if you form a contract with the Suspicious Hermit and you get your affluent fame up to a certain level, I forget what it is, I think it's either 2 or 3, you will get a secret stratagem. And if you're trying to get the trophy for using all stratagems, this is how you do it. Different people, or different contracts give you different benefits depending on your fame. You just gotta mix, match, do whatever you gotta do. And then we see kingdoms engaged in battle. But now we have enough fame to join the Tecmo Koei Europe Kingdom, so let's do that. We're here, main fame of 3 or greater. My orderly fame, you can see that right there. Next to my name is 3, I got a 3. Let's do this, Big Bad Tom. I am at your disposal. See, now I'm a lieutenant. Now the way you rank up, you start off as a lieutenant, then you get a common officer. You can become a prefect, get your own province, and then you become strategist or marshal, grand general, depending on your performance in battle. So right now I'm just a lonely lieutenant, and my man that I formed a vagabond unit joined me as well. I coughed up my info, I coughed up my gold. So now, what can you do as an officer in someone's army? What is the actual point of serving someone's army? Well, now that you serve someone's army, you get, how can I put this? I want to say you get access to the kingdom instead of just the town. So if the kingdom is doing really well, you get access to that. You get a steady income, not just your support contracts. Now you're actually getting paid. That helps out a lot, especially if you're trying to get weapons, horses, etc. And now, but with that comes a little bit of responsibility. You see Luo Yang is being invaded by Lu Bu. Inspector Chen is the prefect, but if I don't defend it in 2 turns, it's gonna fall. And Liu Bei just took Jianye. And now I got another stratagem for my Suspicious Hermit, Phantom Troops. That is a brave stratagem. And we're being invaded again. Well, before we get invaded again, I just want to show you some of the things you can do. Your politics, you can now invest and donate in your kingdom. These two have the same effect. One uses info and boosts your affluent to raise commerce. The other one uses food to raise commerce, but not only does it raise commerce, it raises happiness. So if you're trying to get the trophy of having a lot of happy kingdoms, this is where you go. And that also boosts your benevolence, your kind fame. You can also tax the people. You get a little bit of evil, but you can get gold and food very quickly. So if you're low on that, you do what you got to do, you put a tax in. Or you got your support contracts back. Now your military. Now here's where it gets interesting. You can directly affect your kingdom, your province. You can enhance your weaponry. If you notice, I have a weaponry level 1. There's 5 weaponry levels, 5 levels of weapons. If you're familiar with Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends, it's normal, or it's weak, normal, strong, chaos, nightmare. Those are your 5 weapons. Training is the amount of troops you can have. You see, drill the troops in order to increase your troop strength. Stratagems. Here's an interesting one. You always had access to this. Based on what your wise fame is, you can spend resources to gain access to one stratagem for that battle, regardless of what your other fames are. So if you max out your wise, you can get any stratagem you want for one battle if you cough up the resources, which becomes pretty easy towards the end of the game. Once you've got either your kingdom that you're serving or your own kingdom built enough, your resources are steadily coming in. Once you've built your nation, it becomes pretty easy. And then you can heal your troops. Now your personnel. Now I can interact with people. If you're trying to get a sworn brother or a spouse, this is how you do it. You interact with them. And now that I've joined Tecmo Koei Europe, I can interact with anybody, whether it's Big Bad Tom, Marlena Ninja, or Inspector Chin. I can interact with them. And you notice, you see that friendship rank is a D right now. The more battles I go in with them and the more I interact with them, that's going to rise up. And then once it gets to S rank, if I interact with them again, that's how I become a sworn brother. And there's certain tactics, or there's certain stratagems that affect your sworn allies. And then you get access to special stratagems. These actually count as stratagems, by the way. Your slander and joint exercises, and you actually get trophies for using these. These are dependent on what fame you have. You notice you'll see wise, orderly right next to them, and they have different effects. Slander is a nice one if there's someone in your kingdom that you don't particularly like, or someone in the kingdom you're serving that you don't like, you can slander them and get them kicked out. Or if someone has a position you want, you can slander them and get them demoted. Nice little trick. Or you can do joint exercises. Joint exercises are a great way to raise your training and your friendship level as well. So, it pays to be orderly. And of course, we have the battle, skirmish, join battle. Since I'm a servant of the kingdom and I'm a lieutenant, I can't actually invade anyone without being first given the order. So if Tecmo Koei Europe isn't already invading someone, I can't invade them. It's not going to happen. But what I can do is I can join in this defense. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you before I get to the battle is the town. Now, you can enter the town as a vagabond, but now that you're a part of the kingdom, you can actually affect your town's growth and what's available to you. Now, if you're familiar with Extreme Legends, you've got your armory where you buy weapons. And you'll see, here's all the weapons. Your weaponry is level 1. This is what you get access to if you raise your weaponry level. The carpenter will build for you new backgrounds. If you notice before we were in, it looked like sort of a house with a table, you know, a little modest house. Well, if you want, you can build better things, and that's where you can have your personal meetings. But ain't nobody got time for that. We got bills to pay. Your clothier, this is where you're gonna buy your edit officer parts. You can do this either in the town or at the main menu. Or you can change the clothes of edit officers you already have. Like, for example, since Big Bag Tom is a member of my kingdom, even though I don't have direct control over him, I can change his outfit if I want. Give him a crown or something. I'm not going to do it, but... And then this is where you buy your stuff, and it costs battle points. You get battle points from participating in battles, from participating in defenses, participating in skirmishes. And the amount of points you get is based on the difficulty you have the game set at. This is male, this is female. The next two things are your animal trainer and your item shop. Your animal trainer, pretty straightforward. This is where you get your animals. Specifically, your mounts. You don't get any guardian animals this time around. Unless you're benevolent, one of the first benevolent tactics is getting a beast escort. Sometimes it's a tiger, sometimes it's a wolf. It's pretty handy. But you can only buy your mounts. The bear. And here's your item shop. Your item shop is going to sell you these items. The items all have various effects that the seals had in Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends. So let's say I go down to Feng Shui Pearl, increase the effectiveness of elemental attacks. Eliminate the effectiveness of enemy elemental attacks. Make it more difficult to be knocked off horses, increase your attack range. When the elements of both the weapons you have equipped is different, you get an attack with both elements. Those are basically your seals. And that's the town. Your items will always stay the same. As you beat the game and view the different endings, you'll end up getting seals that boost your fangs. I can actually show you those. No, I can't because I've already bought them. Just kidding. But actually, no, I can't show them to you. So you get a seal, and it'll boost your fame by X amount. This is based on the ending that you got when you beat the game. So, if you're about to do a little chaos run, you may want to have all six seals, so get a nice head start. Stack up at least 10, 11,000 points, so you can start the game with all your weapons, all your mounts, all your items. It'll make your chaos run a little more tolerable. But those are your basics. Right now it's November, so in January we'll have a war council, if I'm not mistaken. And that's where the next video will pick up. We'll show you the war council. For now, enjoy the battle, enjoy the bloodshed. It's been a pleasure. As always, we are the GAMRs YouTube channel, and we will see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.